coming to you live from the cradle of motherfucking civilization. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to the 115th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I, as always, am Log Power Slave and I am joined by none other than Real-Time Sloth and Mylan Games. I don't know, I couldn't think of anything quick enough there, so we're just going to go with that. Just an awkward pause. Mylan, awkward pause Games. How you doing, dudes?
You sound like the bot that reads donations and just randomly has pauses in sentences. Well, thank you. We love you, Mylan Games.
Thank you very much for the $62 donation. We love you, Mylan Games.
Mate,
That's horrific.
If this, if your real job falls through, maybe you can just do voiceover for Twitch donations.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll just go on voiceover. I'll just sit in a room with a microphone manually doing fucking voiceovers for whoever donates at that moment. It'd be interesting.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
He put the question mark. You know he reads off the teleprompter.
I love that movie. Oh, well, dudes. It's a hell of a week. Yet again, we say that every week. I mean, I say that every week. You guys don't. But I'd like maybe one day we're going to get a quiet week. We've had a couple really on the Destiny front, but holy shit, have we got some stuff to get through today. So quickly, we might just go around and touch base and see how everyone's week's been. Matt, what have you been up to?
I feel like I forgot my homework. I was like, wait, quick. What did I do this week? Well, I mean, yesterday I spent time looking over the new trailer, the new Vidoc. You say Vidoc. We say Vidoc,
I'm saying
right?
Vidoc, yeah.
Yeah, Vidoc. Okay. Yeah. Interesting lore coming with Drifter. So I made a video yesterday about that. Then it's been a really busy week with PhD, and that's it. I snuck in a couple nights of Anthem, maybe not even that, and a little bit of Apex. Did I do a stream? I did a stream too. Did a stream Thursday.
Wow. So
Thursday.
pro. Good job.
So professional. I did a stream.
Slothy, you've got news. You've got big news, actually.
So the end of the Beyond Blue charity stream happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Final tally, $3,562, not including bits and sub revenue.
Hang on.
Cool.
It's going to have to just... Good. That's unreal,
Well done,
man.
mate.
So
That is
well done.
insane. That is nuts, man.
It was a fucking pretty insane. It was pretty insane. That's
I'll put it to you this way.
was-
It's nearly as much money as I raised when I had dreadlocks for a decade and then cut them off for the fucking Cancer Council. And that took 10 years of pre-work, so you've done well.
Yeah, so all of the goals that I wrote down in my black book here, we hit. So, as covered last week, wax the chest, wax the legs, or it remains of my left leg.
Got him.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Do you know what hot ones? Do you know what hot ones are?
Yeah.
You know, like the TV show or the
Where
show
it's
on
basically
TV.
an interview and they fucking really lose
Yeah,
at wings or whatever.
an interview. So there's this hot sauce that I've ordered from down in New South Wales somewhere, and I'm going to get 40 chicken nuggets.
Oh, man, you're going to...
And I'm going to play Dark Souls. And every time I die, I have to get a chicken nugget, dip it in the sauce, and eat it.
Do you understand how much fucking pain you're going to be in the next day? Do you understand that?
You're going to get someone in to reinforce your toilet or...
Do you remember that story you tell us off stream about your army mate? It's like, Sarge, my arsehole. It's not appropriate here, but
I'd repress that, mate. Jesus Christ.
That's going to be you, mate.
Yeah. So no, but he ate too much Rat Pack cheese and he shat out a brick. I'm just gonna. It's anyway. And
I
then
can't wait for that stream because there's one thing that I think all three of us love, and that's watching one of the other ones of us suffer.
The second one.
I just want to see it. I just want to see your face go. Oh no, I've got to go.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen too. But the second goal outside of the thing, so the beard's staying. I'm going to get it trimmed because it is getting a bit long. But the second thing is that I have to do a Subnautica playthrough.
Oh yeah, right.
I tried Subnautica. It gave me nightmares.
Can you eat the whole week?
It made my I was so anxious. It gave me nightmares and all that sort of thing. I have to be very careful, as I said to Nick about this when we were just chatting the other day.
You're not going to go into a psychosis, are you, from playing Subnautica?
Little tiny bit makes me so anxious, and I get sweaty, and my
Sloth.
So
Sloth, can you please do the Dark Souls stream where you eat the wings, and then the next day do the Subnautica?
No. Because I have to get a new chair and a new carpet.
Yeah. Oh, where'd your chair go? I disintegrated it with magma shit. Anyway.
And then the final one that we hit due to a very amazing $500 tip is I have to do a full 100% playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh my god!
100% playthrough. Fuck, that is. I just thought you had to play it for a stream. That is excruciating.
Is it hard to get 100%?
I don't think he knows. He probably wouldn't have put himself in for it if he did.
I don't know.
So imagine if you had to make like 3 characters and do multiple playthroughs and all this.
It is a multiple playthrough game.
Oh no.
Oh no. And just with like you guys, just so you're aware, if Subnautica starts to affect me to the point where I become weirder and I can start to shut down, stream's going to end. That's it.
Oh, dude, you got to put your mental health.
Yeah, I'm not going to push myself, but like fear is. I'm not going to say it's clear. I'm not going to say it's good content because that's a little bit clickbaity, but it is like.
It's entertaining to watch someone shit themselves.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I remember
metaphorically.
Oh, that's well. I mean, a bit of column A, a bit of column B. I'm fine with it. It's just watching people suffer. Really, that's the beauty of it. But that's epic, Sloth. Congratulations, man. I know it's a cause that all three of us believe in. But you, first and foremost, do this every year, and it's a beautiful thing, man. And more power to you. You're a good bloke. Better bloke than the pair of us, I can assure you of that.
Nah.
Yep, that's true.
You know what I did this week? I released a song and it went really well, so I'm happy about that. It didn't get movie of the week, I imagine, because it actually contained the word fuck 36 times. So probably not on brand with the T for teen rating.
Well, warning to anyone, right? Don't do what I did. And I was waiting at a doctor's appointment, and I was like,
oh no,
I'll just upvote this. Right, I'll just upvote this while I fucking I'm not gonna watch it, but I'll just go to the link and upvote. Fucking, you know when you load a page and it's not loading, so you tap it multiple times, you've actually pressed play, and then I was just in this panic because I knew I was gonna go traveler, fuck yeah, and I was like, oh god, and the mix is going through, and because I don't know if you know this, but I got YouTube Premium, which is like the YouTube Red. I think it's rebrand or whatever. But YouTube videos still play when you lock your phone. So you used to be able to just turn your phone off.
Yeah.
And that would cancel the video. They let you listen without the video, so then it still keeps playing. And you're like, fuck, your phone is locked. You gotta unlock your phone to try.
See, suffering is beautiful.
The best part of that video is how you went, you actually put in effort. I think it's around about the second about the second bridge where you actually put in effort and went back to your metal growly roots.
Oh, I can't help that. If I yell loud enough, it just happens.
Yeah, it just happens, and it went back to your metal growly roots.
I did it because I didn't think I could. I didn't think I could hit the note, and then I just did that, and I just kept it. That'll do. It's that sort of song anyway. It's fucking stupid, so why not go with it? But anyway, that was fun.
Next song is going to be "Baby Shank."
Oh no! Wasn't that a request from our Lord and Savior? That music video you did, or was that a different one?
No,
because I remember he said something. You're like,
yeah, he made a request, and I had to send him a message back and say I can't do that because it's. I won't get into what it was. Well, we can talk about it. We can talk about it off here. The other thing that I did this week was I sat down this morning and watched Into the Spideyverse with my with Isla. So it was great. Is it? Yeah, and it's incredible. I don't think everyone knows it's incredible by now, but she came out with the most profound sledge of all time. She goes, "Do you know what I really love about this movie?" And I said, "What?" And she goes, "There's a character in it for everyone." And I went, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Well, like I'm like Gwen because I'm the girl, and and she's serious and she gets things done." And I went, "Yeah, that's fair enough." And she goes, "And if I was a boy, then I'd like Miles." And I said, "Oh, okay. And which one am I?" And she goes,
"The pig."
She goes, "You're Peter Parker because you wear track pants." Like, well, I mean,
to be honest, she was running out of options. You're either going to be the pig, the old school dad with the sweatpants,
the noir Spider-Man, just the misery guts. Yeah, Peter Parker that's let himself go a bit. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm not at footy weight anymore.
How old's your daughter?
She's 8.
She 8 now.
That's
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
brilliant, man. That's pretty brilliant.
She's quick, man. She's they both are, but she's gonna make some poor bastard's life hell. I can guarantee you that. Anyway, we've got a shitload of Destiny to talk about, so let's play some music and get right into it, eh? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the new podcast where we talk about all of the things that are upcoming in Destiny, specifically Season of the Drifter, the Vidoc that was released earlier on this week alongside the Twab. So, touching on some points, we're going to go inside the Drifter's ship. Not the trash ball behind it, but inside the ship itself. We're assuming this will happen as part of the Allegiance quest discussed in the update post in the Twab, and made it sound like it will be part of the mission.
So, they said, and I don't know, because sometimes it's hard when they do these dev things, because they're often just speaking freely. Sometimes it might not literally mean what they say, but they said what's the name of before Gambit Prime or after Gambit Prime? Before you get teleported to
the Reckoning.
The Reckoning. They said the Reckoning is on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the big testicle that he's been dragging around, I think.
The Reckoning, it looks to me like just from the Vidoc, it looks to me that the Reckoning, like he opens up a Stargate portal. Legitimately, there was a meme about this.
Yeah, I saw that.
There was the SG-1 crew there, and he goes, "Who the fuck are you?" But it might open up a portal to the unknown space, the plane of the 9, or whatever it is that you want to call it.
Yeah, it sounds like there's I was trying to work it out because originally they said they said that the Reckoning's on the ship and then you'll be teleported to the plane of the 9. So I don't know if you teleport to the Reckoning and that is the same as Plane of the 9.
I think the Reckoning's an event that takes place on the Plains of the 9, like that, in that space.
Yeah,
and you get there through the ship.
Background looks like, yeah.
I think that's the way it works.
That's what it looked like.
Before you move into that, so like there was a little cutscene where the emissary of the 9 is still missing a sock.
I thought that. Is that what the 9-week quest is going to be? Getting a fucking sock back?
We need to find a sock. But she's the emissary of the Nine. She's come in and she's like dredging. Not for a long time. I'm just drifting.
Not anymore. Yeah,
Not anymore. I'm just drifting.
Drifter. Which is interesting because that's new. That's new information.
Well, it is and it isn't. Kind of, we knew that was who he was running with beforehand. Like I assumed that.
Well, we knew that he was running with Callum, right? Because Callum's in the law, and he is a shadow of Yor. Well, we assume he's a shadow of Yor because Callum was hunted by Shin Malfur.
Yep.
And Callum is the ashes spread across the rock in the Malfeasance quest, which is when Shin Malfur golden gunned him. And Shin basically says about the Drifter that Shin never believed the Drifter actually joined the Shadows. And the Drifter always just said, I ran with that crew, but like, you know, he never like officially became a Dredgen or a Shadow. So that's sort of like new information that he didn't deny it and he said not anymore. So that means that at some point in his past he actually was.
He was a Dredge. He was
a Dredgen, which is
shadow.
new. Yeah.
When I saw that, because like I had to go to sleep early that night because I had fucking 20 people in my house yesterday doing shit, random work or all that sort of thing. So I watched it. I was like, I watched it again and again and again.
Yeah,
I think I watched
it about 6 times
in a row. And I was just like, did she just say what? It was.
And that also means that the Nine know a lot about his history. And we know that the Drifter's been around since Thorn because that was the whole reason that he went to this icy planet to capture the creatures that you see in Gambit to create Malfeasance. So he knew about Thorn, which means he was in the generation of Dredge and Yor, which means we're talking like Dark Age time. Which we know because that's where the Gambit weapons are from the Dark Age, but it's a reminder.
Speaking of the 21%, the fucking pinnacle weapon for Gambit, it's this Suros double twin feed MG. It's this Suros twin feed machine gun with Suros scratched out with a fucking knife. The Drifter snake fucking spray painted on it. Yeah, here you go. It's a Drifter gun. It's a Gambit gun.
Yeah,
dude,
I didn't steal it from that stockpile.
The other thing that we sort of just touched on there is this whole allegiance quest that they're alluding to, and the fact that we're going to have to choose to side with either the Drifter,
so good,
the Drifter, or the Vanguard. Right? Now,
fucking Lord Shax, motherfucker! I'm going to shoulder charge each and every one of you dredging bastards.
Are you joking? I was going to say no one's going to join the Vanguard. Are you honestly?
Logan and I are going to be the Sentinels. We are going to be the Titans on the wall, defending the people against the darkness of you motherfuckers.
I'll call it now. What would Cade have done?
What would Cade do?
Would have gone to Drifter.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. You fuckhead! Don't start.
What do you even know about
Cade?
What do you even know about law?
Cade was forced into the Vanguard. He didn't even want the fucking job. He wants to be outside the walls. Of course, he wouldn't fucking back the Vanguard. He's out of there.
He gave his life for the Vanguard, you goob.
No, he faked his death just to escape his job role.
I mean, relatable, but still. Anyway, he's dead, so moving on.
I'm not. What face?
I think that they should give out some like black nail polish to everyone who fucking signs up with the Drifter. That's all you get out of it after all the. How can you sign?
This has got to end in something, right? Because you can only pick it for 2 characters. So you reckon it's just going to be a weapon at the end? Because you know, I've been talking about this for so long now. Ever since we sort of had this Dark Guardian conversation from years ago, we've been talking about like split pathways and choosing allegiances and dark powers. But I never really thought, not even now, like I thought if we were going to get anything, it's going to be after Season of Opulence. The fact that we're starting to choose like allegiances now, I think it means we're getting closer to powers beyond the light.
I think it's a precursor. And dude, don't get me wrong. I think like if I had the choice of like being a Dark Guardian that wasn't aligned with the Drifter, I'd fucking take it. But I just don't want to turn like I like the Vanguard. I've done a lot of work for him there. You know, Zavala gets a bad rap, but he's just a dude struggling with PTSD.
You got to use your second character, right, to try the Drifter as well. Or you just got to be exclusively Vanguard.
Vanguard all the way. Save the people. Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
My level 115 hunter that I've neglected.
Well,
yeah, because you can use some bounties.
That actually brings us into the thing that some people seem to be a little bit upset about, but it brings it. So if you have a character, that's under level, if you have a character that's under level like it's the hunter and the warlocks because they're fucking lesser classes. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But if you've got a character that's under level, you can use the bounties to get up to light level 600 or power level 600, which is nice. It brings people into that. If you haven't been playing Destiny, here, have these bounties, get up to level, play the new content.
Yeah, I think it's good.
So people are upset about that. It's not even max. It's not even max.
It's fucking Destiny. Of course people are complaining.
It's not even max. Of course people are upset. People are upset about the changes to the fucking Eververse.
Yeah,
I haven't bought anything from the Eververse for fucking 2 years. Anyway, a new Gambit variant called Gambit Prime will be more intense and hardcore. Each match of Gambit Prime is only 1 round. In Prime, teams can drain the other team's moats. When I saw that,
yeah, and we were also seeing that it's basically the step into going into the Reckoning and all that sort of shit that you then get your Gambit armor from and come back. Now, I mean that's the next thing.
What do you mean drain their moats from their bank?
Or
from their bank.
From their bank. When you are the invader, the longer you stay in there, the more you drain their moats. So they are vested. They have a vested interest in trying to kill you as quickly as possible.
So you can just go and hide.
So
how much is the tick rate?
No more 15 gamers. Polar, I see you.
So
suck their moats. Give me them moats.
Wow, that's suggestive. Moving on.
But the new Gambit orientated have a chroma-like glow, which is that you the Gambit Drifter snake pattern. Glow corresponds to your role.
It looks so cool.
Looks so cool. It looks good, and it's good that chroma is somewhat making a return, even if it's in a very diminished capacity. So you've got the Reaper. They are green. Yes. Kill as many enemies as possible. The Collector, the bluey white sort of color, depending on what it is. Bank all emotes and send blockers. The Sentry, take out blockers and protect your vault from being drained. Taken damage spec is suggested rather. And the Invader, which wears the red, and like they're the fucking Reaper mates.
So we don't know what the set perks are yet. Yeah, that's the roles.
We know what a couple of them are. The Collector can actually collect 20 motes and use the 20 stack to summon something even bigger than the Ogre. So there's a higher tier summon.
This is the thing that I was actually concerned about. It's not just armor color. If you have that armor on, you have to play that role. Is that
no? You don't. No. You don't have to. They specifically said that you don't have to. Like, you can have 4 invaders, but obviously someone still needs to pick up the modes.
But if you're not, is this where they're going to differentiate between if you're not wearing the Collector armor, you can't bank 20 modes?
Yeah, no, you need the full set.
Yeah. You wouldn't have you wouldn't have that perk.
That's what I was concerned about, because like if it was just an appearance rather than actual roles.
No. So the armor sets support you in that role, so you do better in that role.
See, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I mean that was always my understanding of it. The other one, the Invader. If you have the full set of that, I believe the top tier perk is that when you invade, you actually become a blocker, in the sense that their fucking bank goes down. They can't bank modes.
Whilst you're invading.
If you can't bank modes, your moat level in the bank goes down, so it slowly drips out like it's got a leak in the back pipe or something.
Well, I mean, I assume so. Like that. I'm not sure that the actual taking of motes is tied in with one of these perks. I think it might just be like a part of the actual game mechanics now. But the top tier ability for the invader when you've got the full set is when you go through, their bank goes down, and you basically function like a blocker as well as an invader. So if you couple that with the fact that you would then likely be draining their stuff as well. And if you can get in there and, if you manage to go in there and someone's got 15 motes, there is nothing they can do about anything until you are dead. So or 20 motes even.
All right. It took me a little bit to understand that. That's right. But it's fine. But Jugs, thank you, mate. That makes more sense. So Jugs says you lock the bank and drain motes from their bank while you're near it. The point of that one is to prevent teams from fighting and spawn like bitches when you invade. Yeah, fair cop.
Very good.
Makes sense.
Dude, I can't. Do you reckon this is the beginning of armor set perks?
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope it's, we've seen Bungie do this before where they kind of dabble in something, and then, they've done this kind of thing before with Solstice of Heroes, where we've had, set perks and things like that, and they've had a little,
Oh, that's true.
a little play at it, and now this is an evolution of that system again, really, when you think you're talking.
I totally forgot about Solstice of Heroes.
So did I. I'm really surprised that I managed to pull the name of it out of the catacombs of my fucking shattered brain.
So we've got new Gambit maps, Mars and Titan. It's clear if these are exclusive to the Prime mode. I don't believe they are, but we'll just have to wait and see. And private Gambit matches are not confirmed.
They're everywhere.
So they are everywhere. Fantastic.
Yeah, sorry. I've watched a bit of shit since I did this up. Sorry, boys.
The private Gambit matches, which makes for a very cool situation of running tournaments.
Goth's already talking about a tournament, so it took all of about half an hour after that video came out. I think it's been, dude, I'm looking forward to it. Not as a like I played Gambit for a whole night last night, and I realised that I'm not actually very good at it. I have a good game here or there, but I kind of suck. So to be able to go and watch really, really good teams compete, fuck yeah, sign me up. I'm all about that.
Especially with the new armor as well.
Oh, dude, it'll be epic.
Noise reckons the perks only work in Prime.
Yeah, they do.
All right, cool.
Wait, the armor perks.
The armor
perks only work in Gambit Prime.
Oh,
not
sorry, I didn't know that. Okay. Do they glow all the time, or do they only glow when they're activated?
Don't know.
No, they only glow in Gambit Prime when they're activated, I believe.
Okay.
New Pinnacle PvE activity, Reckoning, set in the Plains of the Gnome. Apparently, as we said before, inside the ice ball that the Drifter is dragging behind the ship, or a Stargate, which is actually in the outer space.
Or the giant
testicle. Unlocks after completing one match of Gambit Prime. It looks to be a new arena-type activity that Forges or Blind Well appears to be four-player. Thematically ties in with Gambit. No word on matchmaking. Playing Reckoning will unlock Gambit Prime armors, and there are multiple tiers of difficulty.
So they said stuff like there's timers on, and you have to work with like almost a raid type encounter, like a mini raid type encounter to work together.
Like a four-person Shattered Throne with a time and increased difficulty.
Probably closer to a dungeon than what it sounds like. Anyway.
I think the other thing too is, and I'm not sure. This is my understanding of it, so just saying that basically to do the Reckoning and to get the piece of armor out of it, you've got to put in a synth that you'll get from Gambit Prime. So I'm hoping that if you put the synth in and then fail at the Reckoning, you don't get shit. Like there's got to be that risk reward, right, to keep it interesting. I'm sure at the end of the day, people will be able to blast through it, and it's still only a chance that you're going to get your armor piece. So, you can, I think the synths actually dictate sort of what type of armor piece you're going for in terms of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be good. It's going to be good.
So it removes the RNG somewhat.
Yeah, you dropped out there, Slothy. Sorry, mate.
I said it removes the RNG somewhat.
Yeah, I think they've tried to reduce it a little bit in terms of you can hunt for a set, at least to some respect, but there is RNG in it, in that they were very explicit in saying that, you get a chance to get the armor, not Yeah, I imagine it's not going to be too brutal, but hey, fucking stranger things have happened.
Well, hopefully it is brutal. Hopefully it is brutal.
Oh, shut up,
Until
Adam.
you get to level 700, light level 700 or power level 700, whatever you want to call it. It should be brutal. And even at the highest tier, it should be 720 enemies.
I don't think it's going to be brutal because that's what happened with Black Armory and
it should be hard as an end game. They have set it as a pinnacle PvE activity. It needs to be difficult at the top tier when you're at power level.
Well, they've said there's going to be tiers unlocking, right, as the weeks progress.
That's what I'm saying. So
I think there'll be. I don't think they're going to repeat a Black Armory. No one can fucking do this first day.
See, this is the thing. I don't want people to be able to solo tier 4. And even if they do, I want the fucking top tier practicing.
I want fucking Glad do it. I don't want mere mortals to be able to do it.
Yeah. And even like the average player base, they need 4 people in there to get it done. It needs to be difficult. And the people who are the casual player base who are moaning about it, guess what? This is where Destiny is going. It needs to be more difficult, and it needs to be a end game activity as the pinnacle activity.
The kind of difficulty that I like is, obviously like raid difficulty but less than that, like dungeon difficulty where there's like some puzzle solving aspects to it. Like I think that's a good way to have difficulty rather than just like nowhere to hide, no cover, bullet sponge bosses, you just get one shot. Like that's not fun.
Yeah, that's really that's a really arbitrary difficulty. That's like, make the enemies stronger and hit you harder, and there's going to be an element of that, but not rely on that completely.
Long time.
So my predictions for the Reckoning, right?
Here we go.
Is because this is the 9. The 9's working with I almost call it the Drifter. And then we use the Drifter's ship to transport us to the Plains of the Nine. And there's all Taken in the Plains of the Nine. And we know the Drifter can control the Taken with the modes of Dark, which is what we collect in Gambit. And they said that Gambit Prime is the heist if Gambit was training for the heist. So we know that the training involved collecting modes, understand the darkness, understand the Taken. So my very superficial thinking would be that the Drifter trained us with Gambit to clear the Taken from the Nine's territory.
For why?
I don't know.
So that cutscene, that cutscene of the homeless lady with the one sock coming in and saying, "We need your help, Drifter." Maybe that was set months ago, years ago, and she convinced him to go back to the tower and say, "I've got this game mode," but he's actually training Guardians to go into this.
Yeah, dude,
the Nine's territory.
The long call. What is it? Not long call.
They're playing the long game. Yeah, he's in there. Yeah.
The thing is about the 9. So we're going to get a lore entry over 9 weeks about the 9. And I hardly ever touched the 9 as a topic because I actually have footage when Trials of the 9 was around of standing in front of the emissary, at each platform as you go up, because she says a whole bunch of shit dialogue-wise. And this was when they had taken Grimoire cards out. So the only way you get lore was like scannables and what they were saying. So I have like all this footage just sitting in front of the 9, and then I transcribed everything that she was saying. And even after that, I was like, I still have fucking no idea what's going on. I can't even make a video out of this.
I don't profess to be a lore head at all. I watch, as much as I like to give Matt shit, I actually do watch his videos. I do watch Bife's videos. I do watch Beast's videos. Beards, when he was still doing videos. But the 9 is it's a clusterfuck inside a clusterfuck to understand fully what's happening.
They added a bunch of new stuff with Destiny 2 Forsaken. So if people are worrying about the 9, this is the only real new stuff that I know. In Mara Sov's book, right, when all the humans were on a colonial ship and Marasov jumped into a black hole and then like pulled all the crew through with her to make the Awoken, the exact number of the crew and the exact number of people who became Awoken, the difference is 9. So 9 people from the original crew with Marasov didn't become Awoken, and it's either a troll by Bungie because they know that we look at the shit and they just wanted to be dickheads, or B, that is the creation story of the 9, and rather than become Awoken, they became fucking timey-wimey.
When you look at the way
lords.
that law of, you know, Marasov's law was basically rolled out in over the basically the similar
last
quest,
6 months.
right? Over the, you know, it was the similar style, like this ongoing rolling over this quest that sort of built up the history of the Awoken as a people. It makes perfect sense for me for then, you know, like, okay, well, here's another quest that then deals with the 9 people who didn't go down that path and went a different way.
Yeah, so it could be that. And then there's this whole bunch of lore that has these characters called Orin and there's 9 ghosts and this Aphelion attack that happened that you get from, you know, those lore scans of the statues that there's like 150 variations or something or whatever. There's a bunch of it in there as well. It's like,
it's just, they're just mean.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, mate.
Anyway, that's all I know.
I fully agree with what Reckoning seems like being built in the same vein as Forest. I hope like I agree with you. I hope it's a little bit better because I didn't enjoy the Haunted Forest. I didn't enjoy it.
I didn't mind it. For what it was, for a transient event, whatever. It's I don't think we can compare the two.
I think the thing is what I think they've not only make a loop, but it's like there is a really decent reward at the end of it, which feeds back into the whole season, which is playing Gambit and Gambit Prime. So you've got this new mode, and the rewards are functional. Remember we were talking about like like
we've had this conversation,
but it's like functional, right? Yep. And I think that will be a really big incentive for people to keep playing.
Anyway, the new spring event as well, ladies and gentlemen. Week 2, the Thorn Quest. It begins. They showed a clip of a Guardian getting 2 consecutive crit kills on Acolytes with Thorn, and then one shot critting a Knight with it afterwards. Something called Arc Week, open quotes, Arc Week, happening the week before the Revelry, no details provided, and Season of the Redacted confirmed to be Season of Opulence.
That is, do you know that is my favourite word of all time, opulence.
Opulence.
That's
great.
There's no compromise in opulence.
Just another thing, Matty, and I'm referring to the person who atted you on Twitter, and then the Hunter. Because it is Hunter armor sitting there playing cards with the Drifter in a open quotes cutscene.
Yes.
And you said the Hunter has a very older look, but they already have Thorn.
Were they holding Thorn? I thought it was just a hand.
It looked like Thorn to me. It fucking looked like Thorn to me.
I have to have a look again.
I didn't get that.
I don't think it was Thorn, but what's your question, Sloth?
No, I'm just referring to that, and you said it's Aldrin-esque. The stance is Aldrin.
It is how we the camera angle. The camera angle is like very, very similar. I mean, you know, maybe they just reused some assets or whatever, but it's very similar to what they used to do.
I absolutely hope that it is Aldrin. You know why? Because then the Vanguard wins the Allegiance quest. You want to work with fucking Aldrin?
No. Do you understand what he's called in the assets?
Who?
That picture is titled Shadow in the asset.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So it's probably one of the shadows of yours.
So...
It's like a bunch of minky whales in here. Oh.
Yeah, well, it's not fucking Aldrin then, is it? Unless he's been fucking making some serious headway in the time between he got woken up last month and now, whatever it was.
Hunter C reckons it's Dredge and Vale. I don't know. I suppose we'll just have to wait.
I mean, like, that would be Dredge and Vale and Dredge and Bane are the only other named Dredgens we know of. And I think something happened to Ursa. Desire
You know
also
what?
became Dredge and Bane.
Look, you guys.
The
you
Dredge
guys
and
take your
Vale
sides.
is Dredge and Vale is Tebben Gray, who wrote the letters.
Wrote the letters, yeah.
There's nothing to prove.
You guys,
that, yeah.
you guys take your sides on the Dark Guardians and all that sort of thing. Log and I will be standing on the tower with our Golden Age weapons and our shield walls. And
I don't know, Sloth. The more you talk about it, you talk me out of it. It's just me and you. Then I'm just going to flip.
Fucking son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch! All right, well, we're gonna get into the Twab immediately after this, but we've got a video this week. Rick has been MIA. Man at Arms has been MIA for a few weeks. He's been very busy with life. He's also been hosting his own podcast, Destiny Unfiltered. So if you like basically the American version of this podcast, but with Rick, I guess he's got one of our jobs. It is well worth your time, so go and check that out. But we've got a video, so we're just going to jump into it. It's about a gun, I believe. Anyway, let's go.
Hi, this is Jeff. He could be a cousin, uncle, maybe some dude that knocked up your sister. We all have a Jeff in our family. He might come over to the house for a holiday get-together, usually drunk, or sometimes with an exotic dancer named Sapphire as a date. He's the kind of relative that gives your son inappropriate nudie mags, or when you think he's finally gotten his shit together with a new job, you catch him trying to pinch your wife's ass in the kitchen. So, in honor of all the Jeffs in the world, we have created the Distant Relation. A sleek, attractive scout rifle with endless promises of successful opportunities in the future. And for a brief moment, it's everything you've ever wanted. That is, of course, until you realize that it is immensely slower than you originally thought. In fact, the only thing more embarrassing than using a distant relation in battle is having to make up excuses about how you managed to get killed by a distant relation in battle. It's no wonder it is the weapon of choice of this distant relation. But of course, the distant relation will continuously try to convince you that it was lag or a one-eyed mask wearing Titan's fault that you lost that last gunfight, instead of the fact that the distant relation is just shit at life. How do you get your distant relation? That's the beautiful thing. Chances are you have a couple already you wish would just go away forever. So to all you Jeffs in the world, I would like to say to you, fuck you. You're in the shot, dickhead.
That was good. I haven't laughed like that in a long time.
You're in the shot, dickhead.
Yeah, just some NPC walking through the end there, and that was beautiful. Thank you. Man at Arms. Dude. I'll tell you what. I miss that shit. We need to do it more. I mean, Rick needs to do it more. I can't have any input because I'll just ruin it. All right. Well, Sloth's, I don't know, maybe he's eating those hot wings and he's off having a dump or something. So we better just push on. But this week at Bungie, we got a sort of a further look at what we're going to get with the season of the Drifter. So we've got the roadmap and when things are going to be releasing on that front. So I'll pull it up now. We'll go through it. So on the 5th of March, which is launch, we get Gambit Prime and Reckoning Tier 1. So they're both available from the get-go. You can jump straight in, get stuck into it, which is good. I think people would have been pissed off if you couldn't. So March 8th, we have the Reckoning Tier 2, giving everyone a little bit of time to level up. Gambit Prime, the Deep 6 map, releases on the 12th. Thorn Quest... The Thorn Elite... Oh, dude, I didn't realise that. I've just picked up on that now. Allegiance Quest. It says Thorn Quest, Allegiance Quest. Do you reckon they're related or do you reckon there's two separate things?
It almost sounds like there's a Drifter quest which gives you Thorn and there's an Allegiance quest.
Yeah. I think they're two separate things.
Which looks like it, doesn't it?
But so we're going to start chipping away at the Thorn Quest from the 12th? And it's going to last so it's not going to be like a time-gated last word back end of the season jobby. it's going to be,
don't
1
know.
week in. I'm happy with that. I like that.
1 week in is definitely better than end of the season, which is. So I think the last word. A lot of people were really upset with the last word to be at the end, and a lot of people are also upset with air quotes how difficult it was as well.
Yeah,
and
those people
those
can
people
just
they need to
toughen up. Anyway,
Look,
have a shot at
I
Congress.
got the last
fuck up.
word yesterday, and if I can do it, so can you. I never play PvP ever.
Matt, you've been
Um,
playing fucking Insurgency Sandstorm, Tarkov, and fucking Apex. You are not as bad as PvP as you think you are, you fucking pleb.
Shh, don't tell everyone all the other games I play.
there you go. I mean, most compliments coming from Sloth do end with you fucking pleb. So that's about as good as you're ever going to get, Matt. Right. So March 16, Invitations of the Nine and the Reckoning Tier 3. So Invitations of the Nine is that the Xur quests? Is that what they're calling them?
Yeah, previously
Yeah.
called Xur's
Yeah.
Quest or Xur Bounties,
So
I
I'm
believe.
interested- I wonder if we're going to get to learn a little bit more about Xur, because really we know jack shit, and I think that
Well,
I don't
if
really
we're
care,
going
but at the
to,
same time I'd like
it's got to
He's
be in
a-
here, right? If they're going to have a book about the Nine, a law book about the Nine.
if they're going to do something with Xur, however, the Season of Opulence is also might bring some more light into the Nine and the mysterious the mysteries of the universe, if that makes sense.
solid contribution, Sloth. Back of the run sheet.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
So the Gambit Prime map, Legion's Folly, will release on the 19th of March. March 26th, we get Emerald Coast for Gambit Prime. I think, are these all going to release to all of the Gambits? Because that was my impression, but now that I'm reading this, I'm not so sure. So I guess we'll confirm.
I mean, because it says Gambit Prime, it does sort of feel like these maps are just for Gambit Prime, which they could be specifically designed for that mode.
Maybe. It may well be the case. April 9, Arc Week, which is, just a celebration of Arc as an element, I guess. I have no idea.
what Arc Week's about. Yeah.
This is a weird thing.
I
This is
mean,
a really, really.
it is my
What the fuck is
favourite.
Arc Week. It seems like someone dropped the ball in that marketing. Like, all right, hey Jeff, I want you to name this event, and then it's come to Monday, and he's like, all right, Jeff, what do you got? Oh, fucking Arc Week.
To me, it just smacks of, how there's like a week or a day for just literally everything you can fucking think of now. Like, I mean, like this is a good one, but talk like a pirate day, and this I was like, oh look, it's fucking Arc Week. Yeah, I've got to have the week off work, mate. Yeah, I have Arc Week off every year. It's part of my religion or something. Yeah, like some bullshit used to justify fucking sick days or whatever. And then the Revelry starts. Revelry runs from April 16th to May 6th, so 3 weeks there. So fair little event. I'm not sure what that'll be. And then we're into Season of Opulence, which is a great word.
Opulence.
Further on in the Twab, we got a look at the colorblindness stuff. Now, this is important. I think when they're introducing things like the new Gambit Chroma and whatnot, that are going to distinguish what a character intends to do in a game mode that you can like be randomly put together in. I think that this sort of shit is really important. So, I mean, unfortunately, I'll put the screenshot in ours, but definitely go and check out the Twab and have a look at it, because I think that just shows the kind of forethought they're putting into this sort of stuff. It's kind of expected, but at the same time, no matter what setting you have it on, you'll be able to read it. So you'll be able to read it. You'll be able to distinguish between the classes. So excellent stuff there. What are you giggling about?
Have you seen what Ants has posted in the Twitter chat? How the 9 storyline is going to end. It's just a dream, and then you run into the wall when you wake up because it was more of a nightmare. Oh, sorry. No.
It's not going to be a dream, okay?
Matt's, you're starting to make Matt stress.
Don't let it be a dream.
We got a look at. We got a further look at our pinnacle weapons for the coming season. So the Vanguard is
exciting.
the Oxygen SR3 Scout Rifle. It has a unique perk, Naganura Dragonfly.
Meganura.
Meganura. Yeah, that's a second.
Dragonfly. Deals more damage based on the number of precision hits made per.
That's pretty good. So it's basically the explosion gets more powerful the more precision hits you hit. If you can crack
And a
off
lot of
thralls,
people-
yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people are looking at this weapon as being the new hung jury, and more referring to a tweet from Damage, I believe. And someone asked him, "Is this the new hung jury?" And he goes, "The jury is still out on that."
Oh, dude. I mean, some of these responses write themselves, don't they? Like, what else could he have written back? Jury's out. Oh, my God.
That's so fantastic.
All right, so Scout Rifles have had a long history with Dragonfly and its predecessor over the history of Destiny. With this weapon seeks to double down on that history and improve upon it in a simple and effective way. I'm shit at reading things. The general design ethos of a pinnacle weapon is that if it approaches an exotic-esque effect, that it must work conditionally. Fuck, I'll give up. Slothy, you do it. Such as activating on a kill or event. Maybe if I put it in front of myself, I could do it. But anyway, I'm just going to get Sloth to do it. It's your job.
Such as activating on a kill event or risk getting into melee range. If it works on a neutral setting, then it must only change the way you can do something, not necessarily what you can do. This is an example.
Is that word for word what was in the Twab?
Yeah, it was fucking horrible.
It's an awful paragraph.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's an awful paragraph.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame
That
them.
wasn't just you. That was a bit rough.
I mean, reading
What are they
reading
trying to
is.
say there?
I don't know.
They're
Reading's for
talking about
rich folk.
exotics.
Reading's for rich
fucking
folk.
don't know. Damage, what the fuck? Crucible. New mode.
Okay, wait,
Crucible.
hold on. I've read it again. Let me just because I think everyone's confused. The general design ethos of a pinnacle weapon is that if it approaches an exotic-esque effect, it must work conditionally, i.e., activating a kill event or asking you to risk by getting closer for melee range. So exotics work regardless. Pinnacle needs a conditional. So you need to trigger it. So
That still doesn't make sense. Moving on. Crucible.
It does.
The
It does.
Recluse.
But yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You got to work more for the perk to activate.
Yeah.
A pinnacle weapon's going to have a really cool perk on it, but you have
You've
to
gotta
work
make it
more
work,
to
yeah.
make it work compared
Which
to
is
an
good.
exotic, which might always be activated or whatever.
Crucible. The Recluse. Lightweight submachine gun.
Recluse.
Void.
Recluse.
Recluse.
Oh,
Recluse.
we've fallen apart. Fucking everyone everyone unfollow, unsubscribe,
The
deport.
Recluse. The
ban,
Recluse's
block.
unique perk is Master of Arms. Kills with any weapon improve this weapon's damage for a short time. Submachine guns are in a contentious spot in the game after the Forsaken release, with shotguns occupying a similar engagement range while also offering that one-shot kill potential that is so highly valued. Potential, guys? Really? Potential. Okay. Alongside always being in a competition with sidearms and even the last word as the close quarters primary weapon choice, submachine guns have fallen slightly to the wayside. So we created Master of Arms. So it could find its place in any given loadout. We look forward to seeing people experiment with it. So its kills with any other weapon boost this weapon's damage for the short time. The only thing that I can see this, the only loadout that I can see this being in is that a primary sniper or something that hits at range, and then if someone moves up on you, use the Recluse.
Well, I think Rahul, because you're saying recluse wrong. Fuck you. The second thing.
Fuck you and your shit words. We were just that one paragraph has derailed our whole fucking podcast. Damn it!
No.
Shit.
Come on, get your fucking thought process out.
I think you're assuming people are as shit at Destiny PvP as us. People who can actually string some kills together. You get a couple kills with your last word, and all of a sudden you've got this overpowered, superpowered submachine gun,
I
basically.
wonder what the timing is for it. I
Yeah,
what
I wonder
the
how
hype
long
is
it
for
stays
That's
around
it.
for.
Unless they're going to buff fucking submachine guns, it needs that perk for anyone to even give a shit. Like, I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
could.
we
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I mean,
It's
the
got-
sand.
it's
We
gotta
haven't
have
seen
to
the
be-
sandbox yet. It could be that gun. Could be the gun that we, when we say, there's going to be a new gun that you're going to be complaining about. Maybe it's that.
It's gonna have to hit hard with that perk activated because you have to swap to it. So it's like
I'm
you have
sure
to
it's
have
probably
a different
got like
gun on.
I'm sure it's probably got like quick draw or whatever the quick swap
Yeah.
perk is, and then it's probably got like a stupid amount of damage to the head or something like 25, 30, 40% damage increase with a magazine something.
Well, when you look at the paragraph and they compared it to a one-shot kill shotgun, I mean that means you need for it to compete with that, it needs to be killing people with the press of the trigger. So how do you do that with a submachine gun? Like it's gonna have to be a big damage buff.
It's got to be, but it's probably going to be a weapon that will look at the PvP community to give
Work
us
out.
their thoughts on, because I can tell you right now, none of us are going. Well, Log might. He's starting to dip his toes in competitive, but Matt and I probably not going to get that gun. And you know what? It's okay.
I've been. You know
if
what?
it's a hard quest, it's okay to not get the
Yeah.
gun.
Do you know
If it's a
what?
quest that if it's PvP and you don't like PvP or Gambit or whatever, it's okay not to get the pinnacle weapons. You don't need to go to Twitter or Reddit or Instagram or fucking Facebook or MySpace to go to and just fucking yell at people.
Do you know? I didn't. I've just realized I never got the pinnacle weapons for Gambit, and I never got the.
You didn't get
I got the
breakneck.
breakneck. I
never got
Breakneck.
breakneck, and I never got the fusion rifle.
I didn't get the fusion rifle because it's a fusion
And I-
rifle and I couldn't give a fuck. But anyway.
And I went on today, and I was like, what do I need to do between now and season the Drifter? And I was like, well, that's not going to happen. 15 Gambit matches or something.
Well, that's a valid
probably
point
knock it
from
out
Butters.
tonight.
That's a valid point from Butters. Keep in mind, this is an energy weapon. So people who have these weapons will have to put down their Luna's Howl, not forgotten to use this SMG. So it's how popular it becomes. Exactly.
And most shotguns.
A lot of people. Well, I mean, the changes to shotguns will probably put a lot of people off.
Yeah, I don't know. Still a shotgun. I think they can't take away the base function of the gun. Really, it's still going to have to kill close. So
the only SMG I'm really enjoying is Risk Runner into PvE after the Bagusia Forge sort of reminded me how amazing Risk Runner is. I just can't seem to take that gun off, man. It's crazy good.
And then we've got the Gambit pinnacle weapon as well, too, at the top of the cast, with the scratched off Suros that he's probably nabbed out of some fucking Golden Age armory and just scratched it off and just painted it. It looks legitimately looks like he's just gotten a stencil and a can of spray paint and just gone, yeah, she'll be right. But the weapon is called the 21% Delirium rapid fire machine gun. It is arc. The Delirium's unique perk is Killing Tally. Kills increase the weapon's damage until it is stowed or reloaded. So I'm guessing it's probably got a relatively large clip or a magazine.
How is that different from Rampage?
Well, it probably keeps stacking up to like.
There's no timer on it. It just stacks until stowed or reloaded.
This will be our first rapid fire machine gun for Destiny 2. How many of you out there guessed the archetype, but not the sub archetype? With the reintroduction of bullet hose machine guns, we figured a perk that played with their large magazine sizes and dealing with waves of enemies would be more appropriate. Unlike the stop changing shit.
Sorry. I was just trying to bring him unstuck. I'm editing the Google document live in front of Sloth while he's trying to read it. This is what I will resort to, just so I'm not the only person who fucked up a paragraph. It's going to be a good gun. We've deleted the information entirely. Moving on.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Season of the Drifter.
So I am interested. Like I want to go into a private match, get everyone's health low, so you use the least amount of bullets to get the killing tally to stack, and just see what you can get to. Like how many stacks you need for one bullet to be a one shot, like a one shot body shot. Like can you just get everyone respawning? Like, get your buddy to like just get their health low, get a headshot, get the tally, move the next one, and if you've got 70 bullets or something, I want to see the maximum stack that you can get, and then just be like, Dunk.
Do you remember the bullet MGs from D1? Like they had 100 round magazines. So it's going to be. It's probably the perk's probably going to go away pretty quickly. But if you're in Gambit and you're struggling, or you've got a lot of enemies in front of you, and then
the perk doesn't go away until you stole it or reload it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, true. Sorry, no, that's you're
so
right.
you could go into a private match and there's no rush. You literally can have someone else reduce someone's health, get one shot headshot on them, like bring them right down, and get as many stacks as you can until you can just pop someone. Like
that is a fucking really really good starters with Luna's Luna faction boots, rally barricade, or transversive steps means you can get more ammo in the mag without breaking the perk. This is going to be a boss rush gun.
Oh yeah, stowed or reloaded.
Yeah.
So if you have Luna's on,
dude. I mean, that's what you got to be looking at it that way. Is that it's designed for Gambit. So when you've got the everyone sort of, what the fuck was that? It was just like this magical noise went off. Anyway.
What? So if you just never reload it and use rally barricades, you could have like a fucking 500 stacks, and then you come to the end boss and you just fucking one bullet left in your magazine and just thunk.
Oh, I think you ultimately you'll just be drilling it up.
Do you reckon it's going to work with Luna factions and rally barricades?
I reckon it will, and 100%. I
100%.
reckon that some really insane people like Slayridge and CG and the fucking PvE, call a spade, psychos that go out there and do like the endgame stuff solo or with busted, like absolutely scuffed as fuck loadouts just for shits and gigs. They will have a lot of fun. Oh,
okay. So apparently they confirmed it works with reload abilities and perks.
Yeah, I mean, like when you think about like
dogs,
sweet
apparently.
business is just you get that behind a rally barricade and it's stupid. I imagine this will be much the same in that like it's designed for basically dealing with the boss wave in Gambit, where like you're trying to take down the end and just completely ramp up, have that perk, run through your entire body of ammo without reloading or stowing the weapon, and do an absolute crap ton of damage. And for that reason, this is probably the one I'm most fired up about. So
okay,
gonna be a good gun.
I'm interested in that one, and I mean, a scout rifle's getting a buff in general.
It seems to be.
Okay.
They're alluding to that.
I'm
So,
interested in the scout rifle too.
Sandbox changes. Grenade launchers. PvE damage increased by 25%. Reserve ammo increased for most grenade launchers. In most cases, grenade launchers gain 3 rounds in reserves, but this amount may vary based on the perks you have. A field prep, etc. A magazine perks and mods no longer affect.
What was the grenade launcher they put in the trailer in the Vidoc? That's Devastator or something.
Very, very.
Yeah,
good
it was
question.
a Gambit.
I don't know.
It was the Gambit Prime weapons, was it? Because I know there's a weapon set that they're all black. They look fucking awesome. But yeah,
because that thing was blowing.
One.
That thing was destroying stuff.
Also, fancy editing.
You know what they're like in the Vidocs.
Yeah,
everything's destroying everything. Get your
How
habit
do
pigeon
they
out.
do them? Do they do that with their software to have like a floaty camera? When can we get a floaty camera? That's what I'm asking.
Can you imagine the dumb fucking videos that me and Rick could make if we could get that like ability
If
to
we could have a
use a floaty
spectator
camera?
camera.
It honestly should be on their list of things to do because their content creation would go through the fucking roof if you could have a floaty camera.
Or even just be completely HUDless without having
Just-
to glitch it.
Just a machinima, like just completely machinimate.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
Machinimate.
I don't fucking know.
No, you know
There's a
what?
PvE.
I will accept that word. It's the first word you've ever made up that I will add to the vernacular. Machinimate. Good job.
Rocket launcher changes PvE damage increased by 60 to 65%. Exotic rocket launchers have had their damage tuned separately. Cluster bomb damage reduced by 80%. This lost damage was moved to the rocket launcher's main projectile as noted in the damage increase. So maybe this will stop people using the
Riven.
cluster strat on Riven.
Yeah, but I just saw someone use a grenade launcher yesterday. Who was that?
Glad.
You know what? I just
Who do you fucking reckon?
yeah.
Ruin it
They
for
haven't even
everybody.
changed. They haven't even changed it yet. He's already figured out how to fuck him over.
Yeah. And then, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check this out, seasonal update for the Eververse. Actually, we'll touch on it because there's also some people who are upset about this. For the season of the Drifter, Bungie will be removing the prismatic matrix. Instead, every week there will be unique bundles available that can be directly purchased for silver, allowing us to directly sell the items you want. All unique bundles will also contain an exclusive vanity item available only through that weekly bundle. If you currently have any prismatic facets, you can still use them up to March 5 next week. After the beginning of the new season, they will turn into expired prismatic facets. Thank you, sweetheart. That will dismantle into 150 Bright Dust. The Bright Dust storefront will also continue to offer a direct path to acquiring items found with right engrams. This is what people are upset.
Can you break it down for me? Can you just
Basically,
tell me again?
prismatic facets are going away, and there will be bundles of shit that you can directly purchase.
Yep.
But I don't get how something can be a bundle and you can directly buy exactly the items you want. How the fuck do you sell a bundle and also get?
Because you
What?
buy it, and you get all the things in the bundle.
Oh, you get everything in it. It's not like a loot box thing. It's not like
there's no loot box. It's just a direct
you buy
purchase
this bundle
of the
and
thing.
you get a percentage.
And
You buy the
directly
bundle and
buy
it
it,
contains
and
everything.
It directly supports Bungie as an independent developer. If people,
Yeah,
if you are upset,
I love hosting a podcast about an indie dev. It's fucking indie games.
if you are upset,
Hey, can we
the
call
fact-
ourselves the podcast covering indie develop, the longest running indie dev podcast?
Well, I mean, I think there's a few other Destiny podcasts that all with equal
Yeah,
longest
it's
run.
true. We're all equal, mate. Got
so
'em.
this is the thing is that it removes gambling. That's a good thing. If you want it, buy it. If you don't want it or you can't afford it, tough shit, fucking tough titties, you can't get it.
This.
But
this
if you do have the money to buy it, guess what? You will be directly funding future content for Bungie. Or
I
Yeah, there's
guarantee this. I guarantee this is a response to the changes in the EU. 100%.
Oh, hell yeah.
To
hell
get rid
yeah.
of loot boxes, they had to do it. This was going to happen anyway, I guess. So, what are people upset by? Because previously, obviously, you could earn the prismatic matrices, and you didn't have to buy everything. Now, can you earn? You can't just earn it right now. You have
you
to.
can buy everything from nearly everything.
Silver,
there'll
there'll be unique bundles available to purchase for silver, so you have to use real dollars.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You are supporting Bungie. If Activision was still entwined, if they were still entwined with Bungie, I would say fuck it, don't buy it. But if you want to buy it, it's supporting Bungie, whether it's new content or whether it goes to paying the support staff or the developers or just supporting the company. You're supporting the game. More power to you.
That now you're not going to have to log in and try and fucking buy all these, fucking other ones to try and get the thing that you want because it's probably going to be in a bundle anyway, right?
Exactly.
Like there's none of this gambling shit trying to hope for the best and get what you want out of it. It's, you know, if there's something that you want in one of these bundles, you buy it, you get it, and it's fucking $10 or whatever. The other thing is that, like, following on from what Sloth said, there's always been this conjecture about, you know, the live that this would go to additional content from the live team or whatever, and it was always murky as fuck when they first introduced microtransactions into Destiny. That was the catch cry. Now this Bungie are a privately owned company. Like, they're not publicly listed, so this does not go towards padding the value of the company for fucking shareholders. This is money that goes straight back into Bungie to do with it what Bungie wants to do. As far as I understand it.
Can we bring up on that note the ending of the Vidoc with Luke Smith?
You know
what a fucking the hero we needed. No, the hero we didn't want. The hero we just fucking slap Activision in the face straight up. Just we're moving towards the Bungie that, you know, what did he say? We envisioned without. He basically said "fuck you, Activision." I can't remember the exact words.
All right, just for references, Arius, there are no shareholders privately owned.
Yeah, there was people that would own a stake in the company, but it is
have
not
a stake in the company, but they're not considered shareholders. They don't have any.
They don't get dividends.
They don't get dividends or anything like that. You know what? Microtransactions, and if you don't want to buy them, don't buy them. Fuck, yeah. I'm the same as Butters. I said I have not used a prismatic yet. Every time I get a Eververse bounty, I dismantle that shit because full well that I have no intention of purchasing it, using it. If you want to use if you want to pay for microtransactions, cool. I won't. But I'm also going to be buying Destiny content.
Yeah, so, like, look, we've been over this 100 times, but really, I think the part of it that I've always hated has been the slot machine aspect to it, and I think that's, you know, it's becoming fucking illegal in Europe, to be blunt. So bring it on. I think, you know, if you're going to have to suck it up and pay for the fucking one thing that you want as it comes through, then that's just the cost of doing business. If you want it, it's not going to be anything that changes the game, I can assure you of that. So it'll just be whether or not you look as pretty as you could have or not, you know. Anyway. All right, let's move on.
And I do agree with Darko.
Cut out, mate.
Yep. I said, as Radaka said, as long as it's not pay to win, exactly. I'm okay with it.
Fucking it.
And I think looking at the market and what games are out there, and I don't think you should use. I disagree with other games being used to, like, say this game's good. This game's good because other games are shit. But I think if you look at the value of Destiny and where it's grown to now, I just think there's a hell of a lot of value in what you get to play without spending money. And I think if you compare that to other games in the same genre, they're nowhere close to being in that realm yet of you can, you know, you don't have to pay anything and you can still have really cool and really functional loot in Destiny. And it feels great and it looks great and it works good and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And if you want to go that extra bit and you know, down the cosmetics line, you can pay for more as well. But I don't feel like, I think at the very beginning when the microtransactions were at a detriment to what you could earn in game, right? That was a really big thing for Destiny 2, was that a lot of the things that you grind for to look cool were behind microtransactions. And I feel like we're much closer to, there is as much cool stuff that you can earn as there is as much stuff you can buy, right?
If you can't if you can't earn it, tough shit.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
He's not saying that.
I know. No,
I'm just saying that if there's a discrepancy with what you can earn in game and what you have to buy, that impacts how you feel about the game. So, you know, if 80% of the cool stuff is in microtransactions, only 20% of the stuff is in earnables, well, then that was the issue with Destiny 2. Everyone's like, you put all the good shit, all the stuff we used to like grinding for in the microtransactions. We can't get to it. Whereas I feel like that scale has been leveled now, right?
Oh, dude.
Again,
and they've known that.
I think
they've known that for a long time. I mean, even when you think about when the first fucking, what was that thing, the Iron Banner bloody thing that you could buy, and you could only get the Iron Banner thing through actually purchasing it and not Iron Banner at all. and bloody Barry was in the chat and we were telling him it was fucking bullshit. They know. It's probably taken them this long to just right the ship. And, now that they don't have all the fucking contractual guff and, like, meddling hands of another parent sort of company publisher getting involved in it, I imagine that we're going to see this continue to be streamlined. And, look, if there's things that, it's not everyone's cup of tea, I understand that. But I'm happy to pay a little bit for things that give me joy, right? Like the fucking stupid
we're,
dance.
We're in a position to do that too.
Yeah. And if you're not, then don't. And as much as it sucks, then there'll be things that if you can't afford it, don't spend your money on it. Go and feed yourself. It's far more important.
Feed yourself or feed your family or pay your bills or something. Fuck. Something that will mean nothing for when the great server shutdown comes or when people stop playing it. It doesn't mean shit.
Anyway, I hate fucking microtransactions primarily because I hate talking about them.
It's such a polarizing topic.
Yeah, I mean, we've
it's one of those topics that I just don't feel like you can change people's opinion about it.
No, you can't.
No, and I don't think you should try necessarily.
I think that's sort of why we don't like talking about it, because it sort of doesn't really matter what we say. Like, if you are really against microtransactions, I can't really see a way of convincing you otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, that's
have a conversation.
We've always talked ourselves back to the point of, like, don't do anything reckless with your money. If it's something you really want to do, go for it. But whatever. Yeah, like that's the thing. As Joshy's just mentioned in the chat, if that bundle comes up with the fucking electric guitar emote, you better believe that I am first in fucking line. I will be there. I will log in at 4 a.m. to get it, to make sure I can go back to sleep and not worry about missing out.
Prick.
Anyway, we're not talking about microtransactions anymore because I'm fucking over it.
And then we've got the change. So be smart with your money. Changing seasons. At the weekly reset, the season of the Drifter will begin. Ranks will be reset and incomplete triumphs of the season of the Four expire. So Nightfall, Valor, Glory, Infamy, Clan, Prismatic Matrices. Any incomplete triumph or quest step that requires players to complete objectives in any single season. All incomplete triumphs with Season 5 in the title will expire and be removed. There you go. Dusted. We fucking Twab, season of the Drifter, the initial part of it, done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy crap. That was honest, I think that's the biggest run sheet I've ever put together. Hey, except for the one before Forsaken where I had the write-up on every single fucking new ability type and all of that. That was bigger, but this is a monster, man. So, what's that? An hour and 20 minutes and we've just got through it. So, if you are in chat and you've got something you would like to ask us about, fucking shoot, because I feel like we've just been dictating for forever.
If you don't have any burning questions, except for you, Chook, that burning sensation, you need to get cream. But ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the news part and all that thing. As Log said, question cruised out for points. But we do have to end very, very soon because Matt has to go to a baby shower. He's got to go hug the babies.
I am at that point in my life where nearly all of my friends have newborn babies, and it's depressing.
Dude, you don't go to a baby shower as a bloke, do you? I didn't go to any.
Well, it's not a proper baby. People are being a lot more less gender orientated, mate. It's everyone shows up. You do a gender reveal, or you do
I did that only 2 weeks ago with my sister. Or pop a balloon that's full of fucking confetti. You just send us a text message for fuck's sake.
I'm having a boy send. I'm having a girl send.
Just one word. If my brother-in-law Dean had his way, it just would have been "it's a dude" in a text message. That would have been it.
Baby shower.
Oh no! But when shower. We didn't. I think you only get one. Do you only get one go with baby showers? You only really have one for your first baby?
Let me tell you one thing. The girls didn't have a baby shower, mainly because we were living in fucking Darwin at the time. I had no family there, and my friends were all drunk fucking
You would have needed a
drunk
proper
army.
shower if you're in Darwin with the humidity.
Oh, mate, fuck. It was terrible. So, I mean, you know what? Fuck it. I'll have a baby shower when they turn 14 in fucking in a few days.
Yeah,
But
wow.
yeah, so
Yeah, so
All right, but
yeah, there we go. Matt's
or you
growing
can
up
start
quickly.
a fire in Phoenix. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to it audio only, thank you. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Let us know in the comments below. If we've missed anything, or if you have any information or discussion you'd like to give to us, or if you just want to tell Matt that he's a fucking bit of a weirdo, that's fine. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/DDU_podcast, Log Power Slave, Mylan Games, or Real Time Sloth. That's it. That's all you fucking get.
I want to answer one question because I think it's a pertinent question to the direction that Destiny seems to be taken from here on in. As Radaka's question, the new season, it seems so much Gambit focused. Thoughts? Now, for mine, if we do this for a year or whatever, where we go through and we have these annual pass content pieces, seasons, whatever, that are focused on improving and beefing up every segment of the game systematically, in a year's time, we're going to have so much fucking shit to do. You will not be able to put this game down. So we've got Season of Opulence that comes after this, and I've got a fair inkling that it's going to take us back to the Leviathan and be like a sort of a grand hurrah for the giant fish in the sky. So that'll bring all that back up to speed. All of a sudden, you know, there's so much on. I mean, I think that we're also probably going to see down the line something that is more PvP focused, which will be the bringing back of something like Trials or whatever like that. So I like it personally because I think you can really dive in and get the flavor of something for a particular period of time, and then you get something fresh, right? What do you guys think? Is that agree? Disagree?
yeah, I'm just laughing at Ed said victory lap because Sloth did the sign off.
No, that was only sign off 1 of 4.
No, you're not getting another fucking sign off from me, priest.
I didn't even get a chance to get the guitar out. Anyway, that'll do. We're gonna raid somebody. Fucking stay.
We're gonna go and raid Project Guardians org. Average Joe's over there doing some things with the stuff. You want to go over there and spam some emotes? That's cool. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. We've been the Destiny Down Under podcast. I'm going to eat my homemade cheese and onion pasty, and we'll catch you later. Hey,
Oh, I thought you were doing a second sign off, and he's doing it.
You just gave us information we don't need about pasties.
The
All right,
law
Matt.
will find you. Oh, what are we going to say about the law today? The law is coming in the Drifter's testicle. Oh, no. That was the worst.
Oh, fuck. I'm cutting it. That's it. Bye.